はいどうも、ハイキャッスルチャンネルの高木でございます。シャーロックホームズの実況の続き。さあ、いよいよ最後ですね。半月夜の散歩ということでございまして。なんか、どうなんでしょうか。最後のやつだから、だいぶ難しいという感じしなくもないかなっていうね。なんか、絵合わせとか出てくるのかな、もうあれからしばらく絵合わせ出てこなくなっちゃったけど。やっぱ一番難しかったな、あれかな、フラスコの。
Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have.
そうだよ。
Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that?
どういうこと？
I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
ああ、
They...
Watson,
彼
you
ら
should be
ね。
excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
なんかこう、
Alright.
あれな感じじゃないってことね。
We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our
あいつらだろ、
annual
要
dinner.
は。なんだっけ？
Menu.
ジェイコブじゃなくてなんだっけ？
Frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash.
それをどこで
Street turnips
調
in homemade
達してくるの？すごいな、こいつ
And
ら。
it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
お、
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
まあ、彼らのおかげでね。
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to
あ、ウ
join
ィギン
us.
ズだ、ウィギンズ。
You don't look well, my young man. Is there something
どうした？
wrong?
なかった？
Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already.
マジか。
You know what
そ
they're
ういう
like.
話か。
They'll
うわ
hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
そうだね。
And
これは
forget
助
about
けてやろう
the
ぜ。
dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon
犯行
Street in
現場に行くの？
Whitechapel.
Very well.
うわこれ、うわ最後にふさわしい。うわ先スコットランドヤード行った方がいいんじゃないって俺すっごい思うんだけど、とりあえずハーフムーン通り行こうか。うわ最後胸熱。今まで助けてくれてた、ねえ、なんだっけ、名前忘れそう言ってもよかったな。先にスコットランドヤード行くべきだった気がしなくもないけど、まあ、ここの時間軸なんか謎に止まってくれるから、まあ、いっか。うわいいね。うわ、広。うわ、星きれい。どこ？
Locked.
あ、閉まってんの？
Locked.
どこ行ったらいいの？ここか。行きますか。うわ、暗っ。何も見えないよ。なんかあったよ。棒があったよ。
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Is that
Mr.
you?
Holmes?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for
証言も
themselves.
揃ってるってどう？
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
被害者。
Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a
Yeah?
jeweller by trade.
悪党じゃん。
You spoke
Why
of
look at-
statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer chap.
こいつ怪しい
Mr.
な。
Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of
こ
the
の
street.
二人が怪しいな。この二人も金を
So,
つかまされて
Constable
んじゃない
Marrow, I should be delighted to
そう
hear
だ
your
ね。まずは
testimony.
マローさん、あんた
I
の
was
話。
standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
こいつなんか
But
嫌
you
な
would
顔
have
してる
been
もんね。
unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
お、
That is
早
correct.
速だね
But。I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street. And then, shortly after, the fireworks started.
花火
A few
花火が
minutes
始まった
after
の。
that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon
まあ、
Street.
そもそもこの悪党たちがここにいる
Please
というところも
continue.
ちょっと気になるけどね。
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
助けようとしてたとかそういうのはないのかな。
Did you hear the
なんで
shots?
でもだからこいつがさ捕まった理由もわからへんな。
The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
それに紛れてってこと？
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
あ、なるほどね。
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
なんか情報量が多すぎてやっぱ最後にふさわしいね。情報量が。地面布が挟まってる。木のかけら？
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
まあ、気になるのはこれだね。
This shard of wood is quite new.
新しいとかあんの？古いとかもあんの？撃たれてるね
The。bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
カメラに勝ち目はなかった。なんかあるよ。鍵。
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door.
ロッ
it
クって言ってるところじゃないの？違うかな。そんなん持ってっちゃっていいの？え、もう一人の死体は？あれもう一人二人死んだ言ってたよね。なんだこいつ。もうお前大丈夫
I'll
か？
do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
大丈夫大丈夫。俺もいるから。大丈夫。俺もね、こういう時には俺めちゃめちゃ力発
Good
揮する
evening,
タイプだから
Mr. Turner.
あ、ターナーさんね。
I
目撃
heard
してね。
Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you.
お前もちょっと怪しいぞ。
I know things about this evening.
でもホームンさん、あそこのガキンチョと仲間なのは知らないである？証言聞い
Could
てみ
you
る
tell
か
us
じゃあ。
everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard two gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw two bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
男が立ってた。
Where exactly?
あー
Well, near this body.
はいはいはいは
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
い。ホワイトチャペル。他の人物。
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
まあそうだね。
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
2発の
Were the
独
two
自の
shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
なるほど。それはだいぶ気になるな。
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return.
まあそうだ
So
ね
I。stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the half moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
まあでもこいつがなんかなんかもし仮に共犯、まあ共犯ではないんだろうけど、したら銃声が2発目のなんかあれがおかしいとは言わへんよな。勲章退役軍人か。なるほどね。退役軍何太ってるってか。退役軍人でも貧しい生活をすると。いやなんかそれなんかちょっと嫌な言い方したな俺。すいません。今普通にちょっと反省するわ。ボタンが取れてる。なるほどね。怪我を負ってるって感じ
You
か。
have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
ちょっと Y 使うのちょっと早すぎない？異なる銃声と、違う、これじゃない。ターナーの目的と黒い窓。食い違う真実。ターナー氏は警察が到着するまでずっと窓のそばを見ていたと述べた。しかしマロ巡査は窓のそばには誰も見なかった。彼らの真実は食い違っていた。俺はマローの方が怪しいと思ってんだよな。マローが怪しい気がする。なんでそもそも奴はここにいたんだって話だしね。ターナーのアパート調べる？それやる？その前に俺先にちょっとこの花屋にも話聞こうと思ったんだけど。ターナーのアパートも調べようか。パウエル。
My name is
いや
Sherlock
どう考
Holmes.
えてもあの事件の
I'm
ことについ
assisting
て以
the
外ないだろ
police with their investigation
お前
of the
証言者やねん
crime
から
that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
どうもあなたの証言
Could
を
you
聞きま
tell
しょう
us
か。
everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began in honor of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those.
よかっ
But
たよかっ
then,
た。
all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He
お
had
お
a
怖
gun
い
in his
ね。
hand.
それ怖い
He was
ね。
like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
なるほどね。
And then?
それか
I
ら
screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no
あいつが
time
当
to
番だよな。
escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
別の警官がなんでここ絶対なんかマローが怪しいんだよ
Mrs.
な。
Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
なる
My
ほど。
thanks to you, Mrs.
ありがと
Powell.
うね。もうパウエルさんから聞くことはもうなんかもうほぼなさそうやな。ちょっとアパートどうやって見んの？アパートじゃあ調べる？
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
じゃあその時の状況を
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and
おい
shouts
おい
coming
おい
from
おいおいおい
Whitechapel.
俺お前を信じ
We
てたの
missed
に
each other somehow.
なんか
You understand what I
そんな
mean?
こと言うなよ
It was a bit of a stressful moment to tell
おい
you
ふ
the
ざけん
truth.
なよ俺お前を
Allow
信
me
じたん
to
だ
form
ぞ
my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
そうだねそれを見た上で
Not,
ね
not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
おいおいおいおいおいおい、お前
Mr.
お前
Turner appears to live very modestly.
そうだね。質素な暮らしをしているっぽいね。木の破片か。
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here.
なんかどうにかできないの？どうにかしようよ。
These words are illegible. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
なるほど。じゃあこいつが殺した？
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
おう。それからここに来てっていうのはちょっとあまりにも遠すぎる気がするね。飯ここで食ってんの？あら。なるほど。ほんでここ、あ、なんかある。調理台？これか。
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table.
そうだね。
This kitchen knife is quite sharp. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
紙を切るのに使った。切り刻んだってこと？何それもしかして自分で食べるつもりだった？なんか証拠を隠蔽するためになんか紙食ったりとかさ、なんか頭おかしい人だからさ、なんかもう辞書はもういらないからですね、自分で辞書食べちゃったりするんで
Anything
しょ。
else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
まあいろいろありますけど。とりあえず窓調べてみましょうか。オープン
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler.
あ、待って、あそこにも。あ、ブライアン、あった。俺、あれのや
Brian
つ
Vercotte's contorted corpse.
見てなかった。
Mr.
あれも
Turner
調
had
べな
a
か。
perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
あれ調べなきゃ。忘れてた。すっかり忘れてた。
Anything else you would like to know?
あとなんか調べることある？いろいろと調べないといけないからね。なんかあった。杖だ。あ、
A perfect match.
あらら。
So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
あれあららららららら。
The books on this shelf are in a
見ちゃっ
mess.
た。
It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here, a short while ago.
おっと。いや、まあ、これはもう、ベッドから起き上がる。俺はこう行ってこう行ってこう行ってこうじゃないかな。違うかな。何を撮ってんのかが分かんないから何とも言えねえんだけど、 俺はここに銃を取り出して、何で起きたんか、銃声かなんかわかんないけど、なんか、わかんねえよ。俺はわかんねえよ。で、扉開ける。それには時間がかかりすぎかな。早送りしよう。俺はそんな気がするけどな。で、これを見て、そのままそこで木が折れて、で、それをこうやって、
No, it didn't happen this way.
こっち、あ、こっち行ってみて、そこで何かわかるかもしれないね。他に何か見落としてるものがあるかもしれない。なんなら俺こっち調べてねえし。こっちちょっと調べよう。こっち調べることによって何か変わるかもしれない。なんかある。
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
なるほど。
The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound.
頭を打ってて、
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vicotti must have done some
ウェ
time
ストゲ
there.
ート監獄。なるほどね。
Brian Vicotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
ほう。なるほど。ちょっと待ってね。ちょっとこの辺ちょっともうちょっと調べる？でも調べる言うてもないもんな。
It would be my
なんか言ってるわ。なんかある。
A fairly long pole with a forked end. A fairly long pole with a forked end.
興味のある対象物。ほう。違うのか。何かを取ってるよね。やっぱでも。扉を開けて。いやー、絶対なんかあれな気がすんねんけどな。ベッドから起き上がる。急いでこっちに来る。で、折れた杖を置く。あ、そっか。折れた杖を置いてたらおかしいか。で、死体に近づく。こう違うかな。起きたら会いに行こうって感じか。で、まあ下降りていきます。で、なんか拾って戻ります。で、戻って置いてなんか取って、で、切り刻んで捨てる。これだ。
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The
そうだね。
question is, what did he find?
何を見つけたか。 OK。 いいところまで来たけど、なんかちょっとこれだけやろう。油っぽい指紋。
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
調べてみましょうか。
Well now, what a find! A precious jewel
なん
concealed
か
inside
す
a
ごい気
book.
持ち悪い。羊の相当気持ち悪い。
A
なんか
bracelet
バイオハザー
with
ドが出て
unique
きそう。
ram's head design. A distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
なるほど。 聞いてみようか。何か気になるから聞いて終わりにしようかな。
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
杖ついてんやろ。
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg.
それはあなたここまで連れてくる間にもうバレてるでしょうよ。
That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
間違いない。
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
いや、そんな適当な感じでさ、そういう
And
表
what
現す
of
るのやめ
everything
てもらっ
else
ていい
that
で
you
す
told
か？
us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most
まあ、
sincere.
偽りはないだろうけど、何も言ってないことがあるんじゃないですか？
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
そんなにめちゃめちゃじゃん。
Merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man.
なるほどね。なんかそういう理由はない。ただ殺したっていうわけではないのか。
to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
誰なんかわかんないけどね。はあ、腕飾り。ああ、まあそんなこんなんで一旦こんくらいにしましょうかね。はい、ということでまた次回のシャーロック・ホームズでお会いしましょう。